What is your job?
My job is, I'm a computer programmer. I've worked with, sometimes I'm sort of helping other people be computer programmers, and sometimes I'm programming myself.
What was your training?
My training, well, I did a university degree in maths, and then I did a one-year course after that on, it's called Evolutionary and Adaptive Systems, but it was basically this kind of like programming type stuff. And then I did a 4-year thing after that, 3 or 4 years after that, also on like computer type stuff. That was a PhD. But I kind of learned how to do programming at home myself before that, when I was sort of from about age 10 or so. I just sort of love it.
What hours do you work?
I normally get to the office a bit before 9 o'clock, and I normally leave about 5 o'clock. I have lunch break in the middle. And then very occasionally, if something goes wrong at work, I have to fix it when I'm at home in the middle of the night or something. But normally I just do in the daytime.
What are the best things about your job?
I really love programming. So I like programming because it's a bit like, always used to really like Lego. I still really like Lego. And I always thought with programming it's a bit like Lego because you make things, but you've got as many bricks as you want, and you can make your own bricks and make them do whatever you like. So I love the sort of just kind of making things thing. I also really like working with other people and solving problems together, figuring things out together. I like sort of solving difficult problems and figuring out a way to make it work.
What are the biggest challenges?
I think one of the hardest things is figuring out what people want you to build. So, like, the thing I was saying about Lego, like, it's really fun doing the bit where you make the stuff. But the really hard bit is when you finish making it, you give it to the person who wanted it, and they say, oh, well, that's not what I wanted at all. So you have to, the hard bit is figuring out, really, did they really mean that, or what did they mean by that, and stuff like that. And talking to people, showing them what you're doing a lot, so that to make sure you're not doing it wrong and stuff like that. And that's really challenging. Also, figuring out how long it's going to take is really difficult. Everyone who has a job where they have to figure out how long something's going to take will tell you it's really difficult.
What has been your most rewarding moment?
Most rewarding moment? I don't know. I'm really enjoying my job at the moment. I've been there a couple of years, and when I arrived, the program that we were writing would go wrong quite often. And over the last couple of years, hopefully partly because of the stuff I've been doing, it's got better and it's not been going wrong so much. And towards this, because we're coming up to near Christmas, that means it gets used a lot. It's sort of at a time where it would used to go wrong quite a lot around Christmas time, but this year, so far, it's gone really well. It hasn't gone wrong, so I feel really satisfied about that.
What skills have you learned doing your job?
Skills? Well, how to speak different computer languages, and how to kind of think in a way that makes, not just make computer programs work, but makes them work well, and kind of think of things that are coming up that are going to go wrong soon and make sure they don't work. So all that kind of problem solving type stuff. But I think what some of the more difficult and interesting parts is how to work with people, doing that kind of stuff, like understanding what people want, and learning how to talk to people, learning how to write things that people understand well and stuff like that. And learning how to help other people learn all of those skills, and knowing that different people work in different ways, and how do you talk to them in a way that they'll understand, and how do you listen to them and make sure you understand them and stuff like that.
What are your top tips for getting your dream job?
Any job or this job?
And this job.
What are my top tips for getting a job a bit like mine? Well, I think do the thing that you really enjoy. So the way I learned how to do my job really was because I loved playing around with computers and learning how to program them when I was a child. And I'm lucky enough that like the thing that I really love doing is something that you can also get paid for doing. So if you're as lucky as me and you really like doing something that could be your job as well, do it loads and really enjoy it. And don't worry too much about whether it's going to get you a job, just really enjoy it. But then if you really want my job, definitely do something where you're learning like really big ideas. So that might be doing like a university degree about computers or programming, or maths like I did, which is really good for helping your brain expand and try to be able to understand complicated things. But yeah, make sure you're doing the thing that's fun, not just the thing that you think someone else wants you to do, or that you think will get you a lot of money or something like that. It's better to do something you like.
Thank you.
That's alright, it's been really fun.